How's it going, guys? Fahad here with another video. This video is going to be not motorcycle content. We have the Mustang up on jack stands, and we are going to be upgrading to the vertical links as well as an upgraded sway bar. So this should be pretty easy, actually. I was looking at the tutorials online and through the forums, and it should be fairly simple. Of course, cross my fingers. I was gonna show just the process of jacking up the car, but that's too boring. Everyone knows how to do that. But without further ado, let's get into the installation. The first thing you're gonna want to do is take out this brake line holder. I believe it's a 10 or 12 mil. No, that is a 12 mil. I believe this bottom one is a 15 or 17, and you also need a hex key to hold it in the middle. And then yeah, then there'll be just those two bolts. You do that on both sides, and then the whole thing comes off. Like that. All right, so this side's off. I'm going to do the other side now, and then we'll be good to go. It helps if you have a tool. Like, you're gonna obviously need this, but it helps to have a tool like this. Luckily it has a large area where it's able to grab and I'm able to turn it. We'll see how the other side is, but let's do it. Alright, now it's time for the whole sway rod to come off. It's just those two bolts right there, one there, and then one there on both sides, and then the whole thing comes off. Alright, so I have the part side by side right now, and as you can tell, this is thinner than this Megan Racing one. It's also 2-point adjustability. I believe the bushings are also polyurethane. So these are better bushings than these ones. You can tell these are kind of like getting old. The car only has like 42,000 miles, but I do drive the car on the canyons and whatnot. That's why I actually have a brand new set of front tires going on. They do supply the kit with the bushings as well as the new mounts. However, they do not send you a supply grease, so I'm going to just be using grease to grease up the area, just make sure everything goes together nicely. So yeah, I'll get that done. Alright guys, so first little issue I came across is this part right here, which is the one that holds the brake line. The old one, it's supposed to go like this. If you could see, it kind of just hangs on the side, but because we're moving towards the inside, there's this little curvature that's not allowing it to sit flat. So I'm just gonna flatten this out, and then it should be good to go. Finally got them installed. Here's a sway bar. This is the one I had to cut, the bracket you can kind of see right there on the side. Had to do that on both sides. The grinder wasn't taking it off as easy as I could, but luckily I got it done. Took me longer than expected, but it's okay. Maybe like a half hour more. But now it's time for the vertical links. I believe this is a 13, maybe 13. And then this one might be a 17 or 18. So let's do it. Actually, I can find out right now. Yep, it is at 18. So I don't believe these are directional. However, I'm gonna have it to where these fill lines, or this fill line, at least you can see it's on the opposite side. On the other one, I'm gonna have it towards the inside of the car. So it means this one is gonna go on the driver's side. Well, I'm sorry, this is gonna go on the passenger side. This one came off right behind it. Alright, this is the old part. It's not as sturdy as this one. This is a little bit thicker. This feels heavier though for some reason, but this one seems more solid. Alright, let's put this on.
2,000 years later.
Alright guys, so hopefully you can actually hear me on this story. So long story short, I did not videotape me putting in the vertical link. However, I was able to install them after failing about 3 times. But here's how it's supposed to go, and I'm going to be showing you guys in the pictures how to actually install it. So these are off of Google Images, but I'm just going to quickly explain how to get it correctly. So in this picture, as you do see, is actually the correct way on installing it. So you're going to put this top nut and stud. It's going to bolt in, and then you're going to slide it. So that's basically, it's going to be where the yellow is to where the bottom is going to line up with the bolt. Now here's the problem. This is on the exact same side, just with a different vertical link. Is that the top goes in because it has a nut and it's easy to bolt in. The bottom though is a stud, but you have to thread it into the actual control arm, which is this part right here. And that is the hardest part about this whole process, is that this part is easy to get the bolt in, but for it to meet the end right here to get into the thread is a pain. So what you have to do is you have to have a little bit of help. And these other installation videos show that you have to kind of wiggle this in and you'll get it in eventually, but they don't really show the exact technique of how to actually get it in. So here's what I did. In order to be able to get in, this is just a picture of the CJ installation. I think they were doing the same thing. Is that this is on the driver's side, and what you're gonna have to do is that once the vertical link, so the vertical link is actually over here. Once the vertical link is not connected, whether it's to the top or the bottom, as long as the bottom bolt is sort of in, you just want it to meet the thread. So this actual whole assembly in this case actually is going to move towards the left because that vertical link is not basically bolted in and it's not tight. So this whole actually section, you can actually move it towards the right. On the passenger side, you can move it towards the left. So you're going to need a little bit of help in order to do that. So I had my brother essentially push this whole assembly all the way to the left while I tried my best to get that bottom stud in, and it actually worked. Now the top one, I don't recommend keeping the top one lined up because the top one actually lines up really easy because there is that groove for the bolt to actually go in. For the people that are installing it, you'll definitely see that part. So I recommend leaving the top bolt off and just try your best to get the bottom part in, because once the bottom one is in, the top one will go in easily. So that's just one thing that these installation videos don't really tell you. So of course, if you guys have any recommendations or maybe this technique helped you guys, definitely leave in the comments down below. I just thought this was a funny scenario because the guys in the installation videos didn't really explain that. But hopefully that does help. And if you guys definitely do need more help, leave it in the comment section below and I'll definitely be happy to respond to the video. But yeah, that is a short little explanation of what exactly happened with me. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I hope you guys have a great day or great night depending on when you're watching this. But I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.